Guys, I did mention that we had a little update on the Brad Takes and Rose Millette situation. Now, if you remember the last stream, we went over some posts that Brad made on his community tab on YouTube because he was promoting some Rose Millette videos where she was talking about music, right? Except if you're any at all familiar with Rose Millette, you know that she's had very, very controversial takes when it comes to women being assaulted and all that other lovely stuff. And so here's a response. Let me read it for you again. I'm so sorry for platforming Rose Millette. I really wanted to believe this person could change. I saw my own mental disability in this person, but they have said some of the most awful and evil stuff I have ever heard and seen. There is no room to be promoting someone like that here. I did not know about the essay stuff. I just assumed it was in a big pile of stuff I ignored about this person. For the first time, I forgave them. Deep down, I didn't want to believe what I was being told. I thought maybe if I promoted something productive they did, they would change. Once I was made aware of everything she has done, I should have immediately taken down the post and made it clear how I feel about her actions. Instead, I attacked people who were trying to help me and misrepresented my views disastrously. Sorry to my community for being grossly negligent and self-destructive. Sorry to my audience who got dragged into this. I know this has reflected poorly on me and the people around me. So that was his response to everything. That was his response, and you see, Rose. What you don't know about Rose is she's hungry for that clout. Okay, she's hungry for any sort of attention she can get. And if she will respond to any sort of drama about her. I mean, heck, that's why she did the whole assault debate to begin with, so that way she could get attention. Because that's ultimately what she seeks at the end of the day. Is that she doesn't actually have stances on anything really. It's just, what can I say to like get me the most outrage bait, right? Well, here we are. We have a 20-minute video from Rose Millette. It's called Brad Takes in Music is Lying to You, YouTube's biggest hypocrite. Okay, so let's begin, shall we?
I believe they were trans. I was so wrapped up in my own that I was just like, I don't care about your gender. And hey, you're I mean, my God, I didn't even realize that word had been on.
Kind of base. Yo, Brad Takes getting some points. Base, motherfucker. This is based.
An island and isolated, and you couldn't say it anymore. I said it in a fucking awful context too.
I was transphobic at 17. I like Trump at
Yo, based.
17.
Rose remembers.
I can tell you for sure that I've said the N-word, but you guys already
Yo,
knew
based.
this. Come on. Oh my.
Dude. Okay. Brad. You know, I think Brad. You know, I think we need to sit down. I think we need to invite him to the commentary cookout. Okay. I think he could be a valued member. Honestly, from what I'm hearing right now, dude, invite him to the cookout. That's all I'm saying.
My God, I know it's terrible. You guys are acting like you've never said something you weren't supposed to say before. Come on, chill.
He released an album last year as like Big Baller Beer, and like he uses the N-word like in the album at one point.
Yo.
The oven, but my niggas on the north. My niggas on
Yo, this is all based right here. Based. I love how Rose's response to like, oh my God, I love Rose's response is like, oh, you didn't like that I said that women deserve to be assaulted. Here's a compilation of you saying the N-word. Great stuff.
Brad claimed on both his Twitter and his community tab that he was not aware of my rape comments. That is a blatant lie.
he was like, yo, Rose, kind of based. I'm glad you're sticking with us. I'm Yo, Rose, I'm finally glad you're speaking on my side of the aisle here. That's what Brad was thinking.
Here is a tweet from May of 2018 where he very clearly is responding to one of my comments about rape. And here is a second tweet where he is very clearly responding to one of my comments about rape.
Yeah, this is not including her insanely unethical comments on Hitler, gays, rape, trans, and literally anything within the no zone. She is a danger to me and to others. If this does not stop, I will be looking into a restraining order, whatever that entails. That is all.
Rape. Those tweets are both still up. So for him to say that he had no idea is just a blatant lie and an attempt to save face, because what he cares about most is not losing his audience. Brad has told me in the past that he doesn't.
You see, this is a dangerous situation right here, because we have Clout Chaser meeting Clout Chaser, right? These guys, okay, they'll do anything for a smidgen of clout. The difference is how they go about it, right? Because, you know, Brad Taste, you know, what he's gonna do is he's gonna present himself as the good guy, okay? He's gonna be like, no, what are you talking about? I don't support this awful thing. That's why, you know, he had to initially apologize for taking pictures of Ethan Klein, right? But Rose, she'll be like, yeah, I think this awful thing is actually good. That's my intelligent take. And, you know, this very dangerous situation right here is when these two collide, oh, magic just happens.
Doesn't care what I post, and that he also looks for attention. He's just more careful about how he does it. He says that Twitter is horrible.
See, said it right there for me. Thank you, Brad.
And that I was just voicing my opinion. Now that you're fully aware that Brad has been fully aware of all the things that I've said, his sudden 180 starts to make a lot less sense. He's saying, the first time I actually stand up for what I believe, I essentially get voted off my committee. It's so bad, the internet is so bad, and it's just so stupid. He said he's been afraid of people judging him for so long that he's been tucking his tail with talking about me, but he truly believes in me. And I said, I completely understand. Thank you so much. I promise I won't disappoint.
Wait, what are the contexts of, like, I truly believe in you? The video already, Def wasn't expecting a community post considering what happened last time. But it really means a ton to me, like you. Oh, okay, so this is her. Oh, this is, okay, so it seems like this conversation right here is about, him sharing her video. Yeah, sharing her video. Yeah, I'm afraid people are judging me, so I'll be tucking my tail and talking about you, and I truly believe in you.
All positive things moving forward. And he responds with, even if you disappoint me in the future, you're more than that, and you should be allowed to make mistakes. I trust you.
Is that what we call for advocating for assault? Is just, guys, it was just a mistake. It was just a mistake, guys. And oh my god, wait a minute, chat. Wait a minute, did she make an apology? oh god, okay, we're gonna read that. We're gonna read that after this video. We're gonna read it afterwards.
Some of you may not be aware, but he's actually posted on his community tab promoting me twice. The first time he said that he deleted the post due to major backlash, but it still got the ball rolling. I apologized for all the negative comments that he got, and he said, nah, don't worry for me. I'm happy for you. I'm genuinely glad you did something non-controversial and being praised for it. Here he says, I want you to...
Rose, I'm glad you did the bare minimum of not having shock value. That's good on you, Rose. Round of applause. Someone get her some ice cream, shall we?
To know that you don't bother me. I actually appreciate you checking in on me. I'm glad we're on good terms now. Even though I look at your tweets and go, bro, what the fuck is Rose on? I still see you as a friend, and I'm not going to throw that away. And as you'll notice, he threw that away the very second that threatened his career. When it comes to controversial stuff that I say, there have been multiple times in the past where Brad has confided to me in DMs that he...
Rose Millette is like the last person I think would be a good idea in like confiding in whatsoever. Like, bro, why would you confide in someone like Rose Millette, man? Why would you do that?
He either agrees with what I'm saying or that he wishes he could be as open as I am, but worries about retaliation from his fans.
Wait, as open as roses, Brad. Brad, what's your opinion on women being assaulted? Huh? What's your opinion on that, Brad? Kind of raising my eyebrows a bit here, Brad. Brad, you got some deep, dark, secret opinions that would cancel you if you ever spoke on them. Brad, are you a bad person, Brad? I think it'd be kind of funny if you talked about what those opinions are, Brad. You got a controversial take on PDF files? You got like a Mr. Girl opinion? You got a veto opinion? You got a Sneeko opinion? What are you hiding, Brad? I'm kind of curious now.
Fan base. Here, Brad says to me, this is exactly what I was saying, but because I'm cis, I can't say it. Brad has confided in private to me several times that he actually hates the audience that he's cultivated. Responding.
And you know, Turkey Thomas talked about it a lot. You know how you don't cultivate that type of audience is you don't pretend to be what you're not. And when your audience tries to get you to backpedal on something that you truly believe in, you tell them to screw off, because there's really like the second you start like caving into your audience is when like you pretty much lose the channel. And I'm not talking about like, oh yeah, these are like you need to improve mic quality, you need to improve editing, or like how you speak, anything like that, right? I'm talking about, no, you need to have the correct take on this, like in terms of like politics, right? Because it was pretty obvious at this point. Brad has himself a very, very extreme left-leaning audience, and so if he says anything that disrupt whatever the current narrative is at the time, he's going to have his head on a pike.
To some of his fans' criticisms on Twitter, he says, dude, these people are so fucking stupid. Oh my god. He also says to me, that was my fucking point, lol. Get it? But whatever, I'll just accept it and not care too deeply. Brad tastes
I mean, he clearly does care deeply, though.
in music, hates his Discord community. He says, someone else was banned from my Discord for saying what I said. So whatever, lol. Also important to note that if you go on Brad Taste in Music's Discord, a lot of people have been considering renaming the Discord because they don't even like Brad anymore. And a lot of the comments on that Discord are basically criticizing Brad for.
Bro, imagine you create a Discord for your community and they want to rename it because they can't stand you anymore. That'd be pathetic, man. Purely pathetic.
all the stuff that he says. I avoid Discord for this reason. People don't know how to communicate normally. Talking about his fans. Talking about his own Discord server, he says, I avoid that Discord like it has rabies. Every time something bad happens in the community, I know where it came from. Now, as a trans woman, some of the things that Brad has said in the past about trans people have upset me.
Oh, here we go, playing the trans card. Here we go, everyone. Whenever Rose Millette gets into a situation she can't defend herself on, she just uses a trans card. That's what she did with Tommy. That's what she did to Nicholas Diorio. Yeah, you can't win an argument against them. Oh yeah, they're transphobic. They're transphobic.
Recent as 2020, Brad responded to a post of someone simply stating that trans people aren't obligated to tell you if they're trans by saying that he doesn't even want to have an honest conversation. He just wants to say, I am right, you lose, bye, and that the tweet has harbored such a hostile environment. What a lot of you also don't know is that as soon as Brad started blowing up on YouTube, a lot of his original friends started turning against him.
Back in 2017, all the people that he was originally friends with, like most of them have turned against him because of his behavior. And I was the first person to really call him out. I know a lot of people afterwards started to realize some of the things that I'd already realized.
Here's a conversation Brad had with a friend about his channel, calling him egotistical, money-driven, power crazy, and fully knows well what he's doing.
You see, these are just what describe me. I am the best YouTuber known to man, right? I am the best YouTuber known to man. I'm very money driven. I'm power crazy. And as soon as I get that blow up that Brad Takes had, okay, there's no stopping me.
In the DMs, he said he loves music and making content on it, but he also loves watching his empire grow. Now, a very weird phrase.
I mean, okay, he's like, what he's saying there is just he's happy that his YouTube channel is growing. To be serious for a moment, he's happy to see the YouTube channel grow. I mean, I can't fault a guy for being happy about that. It can't be kind of weird
to use, especially considering the fact that he only had around 10,000 subscribers at the time, and he's referring to his YouTube sub count as watching his empire grow.
Okay, what? It's a phrase. It's a figure of speech. Oh yeah, don't worry, guys. The sorry, the empire of Nerdy. The empire of Nerdy is growing day by day, and soon we will span across the 7 seas. There we go. Beeb is throwing him under the bus to distract everyone from the fact that she's just as much as a shitty person. Yeah, she this little gremlin right here. Yeah, let me screenshot that for the thumbnail.
And that he doesn't want to worry about people who aren't on his side no matter what. Here's another commenter bothered by his phrasing of his audience as growing his empire. It's become about numbers. He hoped his friend would get it, but he didn't.
He wants to push his content without worrying about
I want to focus on my channel and try pushing my content to its furthest point without worrying about people who aren't on my side no matter what.
people who aren't on his side no matter what. So like you can't have disagreements with people. So he's just kind of unnecessarily like starting this kind of like divide against the people who like he was friends with because he has more subscribers than them now.
Also in 2018,
I mean, you're not really showing that though. It's just, I don't know, it just seems like a guy who's like got some momentum going and he wants to grow his channel. Like I'm sorry, Rose. I'm not seeing anything really damning here so far. I mean, if you got ammo, if you got more ammo, I'd use it, man.
Brad
You started this off with an N-word compilation, okay? Let's keep that energy going here.
Interaction with the fan. The fan simply says, I just think with your audience, I think you should think about your actions more if I'm being honest.
Which, I mean, that sounds like a really reasonable comment,
That's
right?
exactly
When will you learn? Your actions have consequences.
what I want to say to him.
But Bradley, for whatever reason, like you wouldn't think that this
Well, like, Grant, I don't know the guy's history at the time, right? So, like, okay, so they're saying this was around when he was at, what, 10,000 subscribers. What was he doing at the time? Was he just, like, ignoring friends and just, like, making content and you guys were worried about him? Or what was the deal there? If you could be clear what the situation was like, that would be amazing. Other than just like, oh my god, he has 10,000 subscribers now and he's calling it an empire. We have to tell him how much of a problem that is. If it's just that, I'm sorry, you guys are kind of looking like a bunch of losers.
kind of comment would tick someone off because it's a very reasonable comment for someone to make.
To which Brad responds by calling this person an ableist slur.
Bro, F you.
He called them an ableist slur. How could you do that, Brad? Brad, you can't be doing that. Oh, Rose, what did you, tell me, Rose, what did you defend again? Hang on, Rose. What did you defend again? Let me just look that up real quick. Destiny. Rose Millette. What did you do? What did you defend?
So the world where more people are raped, but less people die, is better than the world where more people die and less people are raped.
Yeah, because, I mean, these are people's lives that we're talking about here, right? If you have some people that are traumatized for life, that sucks. But they can survive it, and they can make it through that.
I think that there are things that you can do to trade away kind of the importance of your life. One of those things would be aggressing on other people. The more extreme version of this would be incredible aggressions against other people. So for instance, when you are willing to murder somebody, or less severely, when you're willing to rape somebody, it feels like the value of your life when held in comparison to other people's lives, especially your victim, is going to be severely diminished.
I've never seen rape as extreme as these other things.
Yeah, Rose, that's what you've defended. So you trying to call out someone for using mean language. I think that's in your wheelhouse to criticize.
Like you're actually mentally ill, not cause of depression, but our wordation.
To make things worse, this person was a trans woman, and he then proceeded.
Here we go. Here we go. That's why you're mentioning this. Here we go.
To actively misgender this person, to which Brad admits to in a now deleted response video that he posted to his channel about the situation.
I was so wrapped up in my own that I was just like, I don't care about your gender.
He claims that she's using misleading screenshots to push her victim complex, and that he has never had any less respect for anyone than I do of her. She makes every community look bad that she's a member of. It hurts to watch. I would like to remind you that all she said is that Brad should be careful what he says because of his audience. Here's someone else referring to the situation of him misgendering the trans woman, same person he called an ableist slur, and also claimed
Guys, okay, I'm sorry. Day by day, it seems like Brad's just earning more brownie points for me. Listen, Brad Taste, okay? Come on Nerdy Live. We'll have you on, okay? We'll give you a platform to defend yourself, and we'll let you have a platform to say all these awful things.
claiming that he invalidated her depression. Brad also has a severe ego problem.
The truth is, like, I have, like, seen from Brad following him on Twitter and stuff, I was getting the impression that he kind of does have an issue a bit with, like, being pretty arrogant and stuff. I got into Brad's Discord and people were sending me a ton of screenshots and everything about all this, stuff he's been doing, just being really rude and mistreating them and also acting really arrogant. So I thought, okay, so here we have Brad Tastes in Music, a fellow music critic who I've always seen to be kind of arrogant or whatever, and now people are reaching out to me with like actual stories.
Who is this guy? Who this guy? Did you link that? No, you didn't.
Screenshots. You and a number of other people have sent me screenshots and reached out with other, shitty things Brad has done.
He's a very egotistical person. I get the impression.
Okay, he's an egotist. So what? That doesn't change what you've said, Rose.
That he just thinks he's better than everyone else. And I can definitely see it through his actions and through his tweets. And I remember this because he had like literally less than 1,000 subscribers at the time. When I met him, he had 300 subscribers. And that's when we did our collaboration. And like maybe like a few months later, I noticed he started getting like 100 or 200 subs in like a week or something. And I remember being like, whoa. That's crazy. Congratulations. And as soon as I said, like, congratulations, how'd you do it? What's some advice? His response
Rose is like, can I get some of that clout? Can I get some of that clout? Yo, Brad. This is Rose talking. You gotta give me some of that clout, motherfucker. You gotta give me some of that. That's what she was saying. She was like, yo, Brad, can you like give me some of that clout? He's like, nah, I ain't sharing with you. Get your own.
to me is, you are late to the blow up party. I mean, like, first of all, my thumbnail game is unmatched. Post Fall Out Boy thumbnails are A+.
You're late to the blow up party. I mean, first of all, my thumbnail game is unmatched. Okay, well, first off, let's put that to the test, shall we? Let's look up Brad Taste and his thumbnail game. Brad Taste in music. Let's look at the thumbnail game for this, shall we? I mean, like, it's not like, no offense to you, dude, but like, it's nothing spectacular that I'm seeing. Very, very basic thumbnails right here. I mean, half of these aren't even thumbnails; these are just freeze frames. I mean, that's a somewhat decent thumbnail there. That's okay. That's okay. Well, let's see. What, a year ago probably would have been where he was at. Let's see. Addressing the addressing the racism again. What? 2 years clean from weed. These are some weird ass videos. Some weird ass videos. Okay, a meme video. the pink tape. I mean, okay, talking about, oh, thumbnail game on point, thumbnail game on point. I mean, no offense to you, dude. No offense, but like these are what appear to be some very, very basic thumbnails. I mean, granted that if they work for you, they work for you, you know. Some people will put like an hour into making like the best thumbnail that they can. Other people will just like spend like five little like I think Willie Max says he spends like 5 minutes working on a thumbnail, and then bam, he's got a thumbnail out, and bam, there he goes. I suggest you get creative and break out of normal formats.
I suggest you get creative and break out of normal formats. And this is him getting like 200 subscribers or 300 subscribers in a month. And that's like him being like, oh, you're so late. And he just, the way he said that to me was just like so weird.
Oh, it's so terrible. It's so terrible, Rose Millette. Now, granted, okay. Right, it's very annoying. It's very annoying when you get someone who's like blowing up, right? And they're like, yeah, you need to get on my level, right? You need to get on my level. I think Tommy's talked about he's had a couple people do that to him before. But like to make that an actual point in your big expose video on Brad, I don't know. That seems kind of weak to me. Just seems very weak.
Just like the first point where I was just like, okay, this guy definitely has some like ego issues.
Yeah, and he still had it like to this day.
Similar tweet to this around the same time. He says, I feel like Jesus. Thank you to everyone who has helped me share my videos, and is basically saying that he's growing a lot. Again, he had less than 1,000 subscribers for this. It's okay to feel proud. But like when you say you feel like Jesus, and then you say, oh, well, you're late to the blow-up party, when all I did was congratulate you on Twitter, saying, hey, congrats for the growth.
Here in March...
You asked for you also asked for tips. Don't lie. You were asking, how can I get some of that sweet clout?
2018, he says, I have fangirls sending Instagram DMs, call me Jesus. Now, unfortunately, I don't have...
Hey, yo, I'm just saying, you know, when Nerdy Lion blows up and, you know, inevitably we get like all the fans, okay, listen, it's gonna be a tryout, but you know, DMs will be open for a very special few.
The tweets on me currently, but back in 2018, it was a tweet that he posted on his Twitter giving the handle of his Snapchat and saying that he was more likely to add you if you were a pretty girl. Here he calls a commenter,
hey, he's honest about it,
a pussy for simply saying that he shouldn't be making fun of somebody who has anxiety.
But when you said the whole thing,
yo, Brad, kind of base, Brad, yo, I'm sorry, Rose. Like before watching this video, I thought Brad was like the biggest loser known to man, right? But like, not gonna lie, you've been kind of making him very, very dope, kind of base, kind of. I feel like there's a chance we could red pill him, you know?
think about like the homophobic comment, like I read that. In his video, he just says, oh, well, I'm just talking about the fact that the album talks about this. But he like lists that as like one of the reasons he doesn't like the album. I'm a trans woman myself. I'm offended by that. And to me, it's not necessarily just that comment. Like to me, if it was just that, I wouldn't think too much into it. But it's just like knowing his past. Knowing that he was a Trump supporter in the past.
He's definitely not thinking about the words he's saying. It definitely comes off as homophobic. Maybe he didn't mean it that way, but like to me, the review he posted just comes off as homophobic, and he should have been more careful with his words and apologize for the way he worded it.
Here's Brad saying that he doesn't like having feminism shoved down his throat. I also just want to...
So you see, this is the thing, right? Brad is very clearly... He's not a... I usually don't care about someone's politics, right? But this is a situation where Brad clearly isn't a leftist, but he's trying to cater towards a leftist fan base. And instead of just being like, hey, these are my beliefs and leaving it there, he tries to hide that he has those beliefs. And like will pretend like that he's grown and he's changed from them. And that that he's grown and changed, and that he doesn't believe them anymore. And it bites him in the foot a lot because he very clearly still has these very conservative beliefs. If you okay, to have a serious take for a moment here, Rose is just weaponizing this exposed video as an excuse to air out all the petty grudges that she's held up until now. True, very true. But yeah, look, Brad, you're allowed to believe what you want to believe. I would just say stop bending the knee to your audience. Like, you need to stop. YouTubers need to stop being afraid of what their audience will think. And I'm not even talking in terms of like, will they think this video is good, right? Because in terms of that, you always want to make sure that you're improving the content that you're producing. But in terms of like, oh my god, are they not going to like me because I haven't spoken about, like, insert political issue here? Like, you're a music reaction channel. And granted, some music has politics in it, right? And when it comes to that, you need to tackle it the appropriate way you see fit. But, Brad, your politics aren't important to the issue. It seems like Brad has this problem of, like, he needs to listen to what every single, like, little thing someone says about him, and it seems like it just bites him, when really I think he just should focus on making content. Also, who's the spineless as she has to call with her? I don't know. But from the sound of it, sounds like another music channel guy who, my guess is, him and Brad probably started around the same time. I'm sure if we look back, they probably did some collaborations together. Brad blew up, he didn't, Brad left him in the dust. So he's probably bitter about that, which he's allowed to. But it's very clear that Rose is using him as, like, ammunition against Brad.
In this tweet right here. So what he's referring to is actually a clip from a live stream where he's specifically responding to a comment where I said that I knew him at the time and was aware of comments that he's made. He claims that this transphobia was just typical behavior. Now, if you go back, you'll notice that a lot of tweets he made at the start of his channel were very questionable. Now, what you'll notice is that Brad has a lot of tweets public on his account where he says the N-word.
That's not even the N-word. That's not the N-word.
But he replaces a letter with B. This is essentially...
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. I'm sorry. That's funny.
Him saying the same thing, but changing it slightly so he doesn't get in trouble. More weird comments. This, in particular, is just a... I'm sorry, Brad, I'm starting to like this guy. Weird comment to make. And as you'll notice, this is a trend where he has multiple tweets using this exact word, and even this as well. I would just like to remind you that I've never said this word in my life. Now, Brad also used to be a Trump supporter, saying that the Grammys in 2018 are a cringe fest, and that they are quote-unquote pushing their agenda blatantly. Here's him saying that Trump did a stupid thing, but it has nothing to do with him, so he'll just keep living his life and memeing on. Now, unfortunately...
Yeah, so, okay, do you have anything of substance here?
I've donated to you over the years. You have donated $22,388.19. Your first donation was August 4th, 2022 at 3:48 p.m. And your latest donation was June 8th, 2024. You are now the second highest donator, topped by Ned, who hasn't donated in a while, so you only got to send in another.
That's weird to keep track of how much money people have individually donated to. That's weird, man.
$2,200.
And this is clearly unhealthy, and in some cases putting these people in serious financial trouble, but he kind of just...
These people willingly give him money. It's weird that he tracks how much money they give him, but it's the same thing I say to the tier 3 Pokemon people. It's cringe. You're losers for doing it. but they're doing it of their own free will, and it's their money.
Enables this behavior, and I've always just had a little bit of a problem with that. Here he praises 4chan.
Dude, Rose, you can't tell me if you had the live streaming audience that Brad had, you would totally like do a lot of donation begging. You
But then
pull
you
an
go on the
EDP.
only place that matters, Mew. You go to 4chan.
There's a screenshot of him basically.
Yeah, Anthony Fantana was also on there too. Like Anthony Fantana was like he was an infamous like 4chan Mew poster. I mean, he had a whole meme channel that he got rid of. But this is people did not respond well to this video, I think. I know YouTube stopped giving out the metrics for their stuff, but I mean, I think this is still pretty telling. Let's see. Throwing Brad under the bus to save yourself is a wild move. Rose, don't judge me for the stuff I said years ago. Also, Rose, look at the horrible things Brad said years ago. Wait, so you want people to just ignore all the horrible things you said in the past, but also blaming Brad for things that he said 6 years ago and already apologized for? You're not H-Bomber guy. Oh my god. You should hook up with Boogie2988. You're incapable to... Your incapacity to apologize or accept mistakes makes you two formidable pair. I think she's too old. I think Rose is too... Let's see. To say I'm... who is this guy? Verified checkmark. Nate Lamb? Nate Lame? Who is this? Oh, is this one of those, Oh, wait, I think I've watched this guy's videos before. But he's like one of those story time. It looks like he's a story time channel. To say I'm disappointed in you is an understatement. You had such an outpouring of support, and myself, and many strangers hoping that you were going in a better direction. I've been messaging you privately, trying to help you navigate this and heal some of the damages you caused. I stuck my neck on the line publicly, speaking in your favor, trying to advocate for a second chance. This is such a bummer to me. I don't think anyone is entitled to friendship or forgiveness from anyone else. This has been revoked at the time. Brad is free to decide that your statement what aren't okay after seeing firsthand the damage caused and hearing from folks you have directly targeted. He can change his mind with new content. I think that's what's happened. Talking these things, private conversations and old tweets from almost 6 to 7 years ago and sharing them publicly, trying to twist the whole thing into an exposed video, trying to save your own skin and minimize the consequences for the decisions you've made for the past decade. This is so sad to see from you. You list off all the silly things he's done in the past, but the difference is he's actively tries to improve and doesn't repeat mistakes. He's apologized profusely. He's and he's implemented changes. That is why folks forgive him, and he's been able to continue making contributions to the world. Okay, contributions to the world. Let's chill for a second. He just does music reactions. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. It's sad for me to see you falling into the same trappings that have haunted you for the past few years. Brad actively makes changes in his soul and implements them. He makes changes in his soul, guys. You are falling into the same trappings, and that is why you're still seeing backlash. And that's the key that I don't think you're grasping. You have a calling and responsibility to rebuild a lot of what you've destroyed. You have a responsibility to heal all the folks you've hurt. I wish you would prioritize doing right by them as opposed to trying to save your own skin in doing this. I wish you would selfishly try to fix a lot of the bad choices you've made. Instead, you're just causing more destruction and hurt to benefit nobody. Please make an actual apology. No one not one where you try to clear a path for a comeback down the road or downplay the harm you've caused, but one where you're truly taking into account what you've done, the impact it's had on others, and demonstrates an intention to actually grow and change. Please reevaluate your relationship with the internet. It's clear it is toxic and harmful to you. I truly don't think being public facing is healthy in any way, shape, or form. I think in order for any meaningful redemption and change to happen in your heart, you need to take a year or two off. More than that, likely. This is such a bummer. It's a real bummer, guys. Because I know that you're ill and traumatized and the whole situation isn't fair, but that doesn't undo the very real harm you still cause. Acknowledging your shortcomings is the only first part of improving, and there is still so much you can do before making any of this right. I want you to truly ask if you care about the people you've hurt, or if you care more about yourself and all of this. If you actually want to undo some of the change you've done from your recent actions, posts that haven't reflected that. And then I'm guessing she responded to this. You don't care that I've been hurt? Oh yeah, very, very good response there. Very, very, very good response there, Rose Millette. Jesus Christ, that guy wrote you a novella, and he said, you don't care about me. How can you not care about me? How can you not care about me? I'm Rose Millette. I'm Rose Millette. You don't care about me. Okay. Alright, speaking of apologies, let's try to tackle that. She tried tackling a here. Okay. I've said a lot of horrible things. I'm not going to try and justify them. They are indefensible. But they don't have to define me. Some of them were jokes, others were intentional exaggeration of things I actually believe, but all of them were the result of my desperate and immature ploy for attention. Let's talk about what I believe now. I don't believe any of those things anymore. I absolutely believe victims should be allowed to defend themselves. I think white supremacy is racist and evil. I'm glad you finally realized that. And it's disgusting to take advantage of helpless animal. I'm sorry for even a second you thought any of these things were unclear. I'm horrified by the thought that anyone would think that I believe any of these things, but I also understand that it's my fault for being an absolute dummy and say things that have made you believe those things. Yeah, I'm sorry that I said that women shouldn't defend themselves. I didn't mean for that to come across as I'm pro, assault. I'm sorry, guys. That's on me for not communicating clearly enough. That's what Rose is saying right here. Please understand I'm not perfect, and I'm likely going to continue to make mistakes, but what matters is that I'm moving in the right direction. I did those debates because it provided me a space where I could be as open to controversial things as I wanted. I thought it would be freeing, but quickly realized it was the exact opposite. I'm sorry to anyone who was hurt by the things I said. That was never my intention, but now I understand that it's not what your intentions are. It's what matters is that people got hurt. Please know I am making a genuine effort to improve and grow. I've matured a lot of things past year. I will only continue to mature as I get older. And lastly, I'm sorry for lashing out at Brad. I'm sorry for not making this video sooner. The real reason it took so long is because I felt trapped. But now I understand just how important it is to clarify all these things. The last thing I want is for people to think wrong of me. Jesus Christ. What a only Rose Millette, man. Rose Millette could have had the easiest dunk on Brad, right? Just like making fun of him, right? But no, she had to go the whole justice the justice warrior route. And bam, it completely blew up in her face. And if I'm being honest, I can't say that I feel too bad about it because, she played with fire, forgetting that she was covered in gasoline. That's what I'm calling it now. She played with fire, but forgot she had gasoline.